this is how you prepare to go into a business face to face. Okay? There's various levels of this depending on what kind of impact you want to have, and also how confident you are that when you walk into this business, you are going to meet with the business owner. And that really depends on the type of businesses that you're targeting. So the main areas that we talk about in this course are service-based businesses like plumbers, it's product-based businesses like e-commerce or retail shops, and it's businesses which are kind of in the middle of service-based businesses and product, which is sort of like a nursery where you're staying for 3 or 4 years. So your child is at nursery 3 or 4 years. It's very valuable if you can get a client for a nursery. If you can get a child in a nursery, it's very valuable. But depending on the type of business you go into will determine how much prep you need to do. So for example, if you walk past a barber shop and you see that they don't have a website, you could, on your laptop that you're carrying around with you as a major tool in your arsenal, you could go and make them a website with AI in less than 15 minutes and walk in and show them the website. Okay? But if you go to a business where they've got an established website and you just look through it and you find a couple of bits, you're not going to build them a whole website. So then what do you do? How do you then go in and talk to the business owner? Okay, that will all be covered in the next videos. But that's just to highlight that the level of prep you need to do will determine... The level of prep that you need to do is determined by the type of business you're going into, the size, and also what they're selling, how established they are, so what kind of marketing that they've got going on, how likely it is to talk to the business owner, and then what also is your level of confidence talking. Okay, so let's go through some of this now. And actually I'll start with your level of confidence. Okay, if you're not very confident talking on your feet and coming up with answers to their questions on your feet, you probably want to do a bit more prep work. That will mean the number of businesses you can talk to is lowered, because the actual amount of time it takes to talk to one business is not just when you're in there. So you've got to find it, you've got to research them, then you've got to go in and talk to them. And so that whole timeline there will be how long it takes you to do one business. If you need to do more prep, you obviously can't do as many businesses, right? So if you're less confident in your ability to think on your feet and come up with other suggestions, you're going to have to spend more time prepping. If you're very confident, so now I can go up to a business because I really deeply know digital marketing. I can answer any question you have on digital marketing. But if I walk past a business, the first thing I'll do is I'll get my phone out and I'll look at their website. And I'll spot things. And because I've done this so many times, I don't even need to write it down. I just look, I'm thinking, who are they selling to? Okay, right, if I was that person, what would I buy? Okay? And so I look through the website, I spot 2 or 3 things, bang, it's in my pocket, it's in my brain, I'm in. I go in, hello, my name is Alex, I'm just wondering, is the owner here today? And usually, if it's a smallish business, right, that you're going to go for on the street, the owner's in there. And they'll say, yeah, I'm the owner, looking a bit weird. Because in their mind, the only people that ask for the owner are if there's a problem or if you're trying to sell something, right? And you got to break that barrier. That's part of sales, is you have to break that barrier, right? With your massive smile and your immediate, hey, I'm Alex, I've spotted these problems, right? That's going to be in the next few videos. Okay. But once you're good at this, the prep work you'll need to do is 2 minutes of looking at their website. You find 3 problems and then you walk straight into that business and you ask for the owner. And when they say why, say, I'm Alex, I'm a digital marketer. I've looked at your website and I've spotted 3 things. I was wondering, do you have time right now to go through them? If not, can I please take your details and we organise a call where I can show you the problems? No business owner, or most of them, 95% of business owners will not let you walk out without telling them what the problem is. These people that have got the balls to start a business are go-getters most of the time. They are not the type of person that's paid a salary, that's sat there going, oh, problems with the website, is it? Yeah, I've got no skin in the game. It doesn't really affect me. So, yeah, I'm actually going on lunch now. The business owner has skin in the game. A problem on the website affects their family, right? And so no business owner, if you go in there with 3 problems, is going to let you walk out without you telling them, or at least taking your details and going to see you later. A little micro step. This will be in the proper like salesman course, right? My micro step here is, if they take your details, you've now left it with them. They're never going to contact you back. You will get added to the pile, and more than likely they will never contact you again. The same with giving a business card. What you need to do is make sure that you get the business card. Anyway, sorry, I'm going off on a tangent there. So the prep work is essential, because if you walk in and you say, hi, I'm a digital marketer, do you need help? The default response is no, thank you. If you go in with a problem that you can solve, the default answer is, please tell me about this problem. And then you're positioning yourself as an expert. So all prep work when you're doing direct selling comes down to finding problems with the business's online marketing. This is very easy for barbers, because most barbers, for example, so hair cutting, most of them don't have a website. Everyone knows they should have a website, by the way, and some form of marketing. Everyone knows that, but some people just haven't got round to it, or they're thinking, oh, it's walk-ins, I usually get walk-ins. And so if they don't have a website, that's easy prep. You can go and make them a little website. There's a course in this program specifically on how to make a website very fast using AI. And it's a very essential skill to know to get your foot in the door with clients. Because if you can, in 10 minutes or 15 minutes, make them a one-page website, and you show them something tangible when you're in, they're definitely going to talk to you. All right? Especially if you do it politely and you don't go in salesy. You say, hey, this is what I can do in 10 minutes. Would you like to do something a bit more comprehensive with me? And you should remember, the prep work that you're doing isn't to fix the problem. Your prep work is to find the problem. And the reason you want to find the problems when you're doing the prep work is because the problems are what gets you through the door. Once you show them that they have a problem and you put yourself in the position of being able to fix it, that is when the conversation starts. That is when you punch through the initial meeting with such force that it's very unlikely they won't work with you eventually or recommend you to someone else. And I've tried both ways. I've tried not doing any prep, and I've tried just, on the terrace of shops, just go in like this. And the default answer is no. The default answer to, I'm a website designer, do you need help with your website, is no. The default answer to, hi, I found these problems, I'm a website designer, can I show you what they are? The default answer is yes. And if they're too busy now, they won't be too busy later, because it directly affects their family.